Laurence Payot. I'm an artist. Sky Arts Photos Fund has enabled me for the first time to pull a whole team together and think more ambitiously about creating work. We really wanted to create something that could become an online happening or a new phenomenon. When I first started to think about the project, I knew that I wanted to come up with something that people could wear, and by wearing this, they could become part of this bigger group. I was really looking at ideas of belonging, doing some research into old African tribes, to the way people face paint at football matches and all those kind of things, and really thinking about what could I create that's easy to wear, that would show that you become part of a team. I'm also quite interested in online communities and how you can really feel like you belong to groups of people who maybe you have never met. Maybe you feel like you belong to them more than to where you live. The name of the project is 1 in a Million You, and I slowly came up with this idea of the mask because by wearing it you would really belong to something. I then started to play on people, on me, with different designs, spending hours sticking things on my face until I found the perfect design, which I thought was meaningful enough but mysterious enough. Some people really see it as a tribal tattoo.
Hello, I'm here to show you how to put on this mask. It's a bit like a tattoo transfer.
It's quite interesting with a project like this because it's always hard to get it started because no one wants to be the first one.
We were basically trying to think of ways and places that we can get people involved. We wanted to try and create a global kind of community. That started off just getting in touch with studio art groups, universities, like work banks. So they just received this kind of mysterious email, which encouraged them to go onto our website. Our very first point of contact is this welcome letter that we've created. So thanks for being adventurous and joining us to create a one-of-a-kind experiment. Once they've given us their address, then I communicate with a girl called Jen who's been creating the masks, and she has these little packages that she puts together, and obviously they get their mask.
Applying the mask is quite weird, but it peels off quite easily, and then you're left with the pattern. I've had a mixed response. Half of people kind of acknowledge that the mask is there. They're really intrigued by the design and the pattern and why I'm wearing it. The other half of people they're a bit more apprehensive to ask me questions. I don't know whether they think that they don't want to offend me, that it's some kind of fashion statement, but it feels quite nice to be part of this kind of tribal community online.
Once the participants receive their masks, they're invited to wear it and document themselves wearing it. I'm basically using the online as my exhibition space, so I become a spectator really of the work as well as everybody else. Working online is new to me, and I was really amazed by the potential, because if one person shares it, it just opens a new whole network. If one of their friends shares it, you end up in South Korea, and if they share it, you end up in Japan, or it can just grow so quickly. Even though we didn't have a lot of people to start with, it reached the global scene straight away.
Social media in this case is really part of the project, because in there we let our participants submit their photos and their stories, and they all come together as a tribe online. We have had several people in France, then single appearances in Poland, Australia and Canada. We had a brilliant photo session from South Korea where our tribe member took several pictures on the street, in restaurants. So this was an opportunity for us to ask the question, do we have to look like our friends to fit in? We have had people share some of their stories of growing up and being different, and maybe some of the prejudice they have faced and how this has affected their lives for better or worse.
To make 1 in a Million You viral, we really had to give it a little push and just plant some seeds. And that's why I asked 2 young filmmakers to come on board to attract people's attention to the mask.
This surveillance camera system can search through data on 36 million faces in 1 second.
We are sort of tasked with doing videos which will go viral, that's hopefully will catch someone's eye and spread the word of the project out across the internet.
Generally, we've been using the likes of YouTube and Vimeo. Through careful hashtagging and tags, it can just catch random people looking for things and hopefully get more views that way. With viral video, you want something unique, you want something that's unexpected, it's interesting, it captures the viewer, and it makes you want to watch it, and it makes you want to watch it again and again and again.
When I was at university, I didn't create art for public spaces, and it's when I started to go out of the gallery walls that I really started to have fun with making work. I thought it was a statue of someone looking like a statue. For me, as well as being quite funny, it's really about our preconceived perceptions. Like if you've seen something before, you just assume that it will be the same again. So people would start waiting, they would make a bigger and bigger circle around it and wait for this person to move, give it some money. With this work, I really realized that what was important for me wasn't the statue, but it was the people around the statue. But with coincidence, I was thinking more ambitiously, and I was thinking about repetition in terms of routine and how routines are created. I managed to get about 600 people to sign up to do this. And for 14 days, every day I would text everyone with the same action to perform. For example, one day it was simply wear white. One day it was say hello to everybody you walk past.
Hello.
So this inspired me to create 1 in a Million You, which was also about bringing people together and creating a community of people who would then all be allowed to do something unusual. We're now at a point where the project has really started to take on its own life and grow. It's a bit like a living organism now. It's a little bit overwhelming for me now because I lost control, which is great. I'm just getting images every day and new comments every day. All this amazing adventure wouldn't have been possible without the Sky Arts Photo Fund, and it really allowed me to think ambitiously, to work with people I couldn't have worked with otherwise, and just to make this vision come true. The exciting thing is that hopefully there is no end, and this project will just carry on for a while out in the virtual world.